Look at the haze and the hellos coming in so quick today. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's up, people? What's up? Oh, Jackie, before you do that activity, y'all give me a song. Your walk-in song every day. I didn't forget. What you got?
Drats. Oh,
I did.
Oh, you told me. So we had a thing. They had to tell us the first day, the walk-in song. If you walk into one song every day, what's it gonna be? Show me music. What you got?
But it changes like every day.
No, you said this. You told the students that.
I know.
And our speaker today is into music, so perfect time. Let's get it. What you got?
Should I share? Should I share my audio?
You should share your audio.
I don't even know if I. Oh my gosh, this is so much pressure. All right, y'all, my favorite artist of all time, of my entire life, the group is Chicano Batman, and I love them. Yes, I will cry if I see them. Well, I have, but you know, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna share my sound. I hope it doesn't share my screen. Okay.
Just share your screen.
No. Okay, this isn't gonna work. Oh wait, I know how to do this. Computer audio. And which one is my favorite? I'm gonna play their most popular song on Spotify.
Okay, we can hear it.
Yes. It's very chill. I'm only gonna play like 15 seconds of it.
Okay, you got it sounds good. Someone's rocking with you.
Her blood was red, but now it's blue. She no longer smiles at you.
It is a vibe.
Her lipstick's black and she no longer smiles at all. Her lipstick's black and she no longer smiles at all.
Right? It's a bop. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Because it's true.
She's a gangster with her emotion. A capitalist with her affection. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I'm with it. You singing it. I'm with it. And then you can do your.
They're vibing.
Yeah. Jocelyn, you gotta pay yours during break time.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna do all of that. This is being recorded.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Whoops.
Oh
Okay.
well. I love it. All right,
Forgot about that. Chicano Batman. So yes, if y'all want to look them up, they're on Spotify. Love them. They are my favorites of all time. But hi, friends. Welcome to day 3 of our pre-college summer programs. We're so excited that y'all are here, that y'all are joining us again. JT, we're excited to have y'all. So we are on a day that kind of focuses on NC State student life, whether it is past or present. So before we go ahead and do that, we actually want to have a check-in with y'all because we know that y'all love to use that chat, which we love. We love it. We do want to hear from you all in a way that will not freeze our Zoom meeting. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to share a screen, and this will actually come up as like a word cloud. We want to just know how y'all are feeling today. So it's going to give you a website. We're just going to type in a code, and that will allow you to send in like words and just anything that will show up as a beautiful little cloud. So we are going to go ahead and do that. Fingers crossed, engage. All right. So I don't know how to make this full screen, but you see right here at the top, go to www.menti.com and use that code.
You couldn't say calm?
No, mentee.
Oh.
I don't know. So yeah, y'all, we just want to know how y'all are doing. What are the vibes today? How are y'all feeling? And whatever you put down will show up on the screen. Tired. Save. Retweet. All right. Look at that. Look at those things coming in. All right.
That's that wonderful. I like that.
That. You're hungry? Retweet. I'm always hungry. Energetic. Big lit. We love it.
Feeling vaccinated.
Amazing. Energetic. Is that bright? Oh, it's big lip. Never mind. I
Ooh.
can't see.
I see the I am doing okay because, we feel that.
I want to say bored. Hey, we gotta fix that. You got 2 hours with us. We're gonna fix that. We
Y'all
good.
want me to sing again? I'm kidding.
I actually do. I do.
No, thank you. Y'all feeling blessed? Okay.
Hey,
And
we got vibey. I'm with that. I'm with the vibe.
extravagant. Okay. I love it. Drained. YOLO. Okay.
YOLO? Oh,
I saw that.
that's still a thing?
Apparently. Don't.
Unproductive. I feel that. I feel that.
39.
What is that? A. Is that ah? You feeling ah?
Maybe that's like a chill vibe. Like,
Ah? Feeling
ah,
ah?
Cool.
enter a word.
I was like, man. So like it's like
Okay.
no, it's hump day. Halfway through the week. Oh no, someone said sick.
Oh, feel better.
Hey, drink water and eat some oranges. See.
Right. But I also see these like not so positive words like depressed and exhausted, annoyed, drained. But you know what, y'all? I hope it gets better. And it's definitely okay to feel that way. Definitely have those days myself. But yes, let's keep pushing through. And hopefully those feelings do turn around very soon. But thank you all for participating in this very short activity. It's very exciting for me to like hear from y'all. And yes, if we can redirect these from the chat every now and then, that is awesome. But thank y'all for participating. We're gonna try to have some of these little check-ins with y'all, or like just ways that y'all can engage in different ways. We'll probably have different questions most days, just to see how y'all are doing. So thank y'all for doing that. Very cool to see y'all's words. But now we're going to go ahead and transition into our guest speaker, just because as we mentioned in the beginning of this week, these 2 weeks will consist of you seeing a lot of us. However, we'll also have a lot of guest speakers for you to be able to hear their experiences and hear just words that they have to say. We are joined today by Gino Fernandez, who is an NC State alum, and he is here to talk to you about his passions and just his experiences. So please, please, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker for today.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here. Yeah, it's always cool doing some outreach events, especially youth programs, and yeah, just sort of interacting and sharing my experiences and dropping gems and see where you guys can pick up. I see some comments. Appreciate the likes. Thank you. I want to do more. I'm gonna turn it all into lights eventually at some point. And thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys are interactive. Okay, I like this a lot. I like engagement. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna just jump into it. So my name is Gino Fernandez II. I am a microbiologist, so I study bacteria and viruses, and also I am a recording artist and the CEO of Callisto Records. Started an independent recording music label, and so I do that and science. And yeah, so yeah, I'll get to it. I have a little PowerPoint just to sort of keep me on track, keep my story in line. So I'm gonna share my screen if I know how to do that. Here we go. All right. Cool. And here we are. 5%. Oh. All right. Start from the top. So, like I said, my name is Gino Fernandez II. I have a bachelor's in microbiology from North Carolina State University, Go Pack. I graduated in December 2020, so just a couple months ago. It seems like a blur. It seems like a long time ago because I've been working full-time job, and it's like time is passing, but it's just really weird to try to like take account all of these experiences I've been having, even if they happen in a short amount of time. So It's been a very good time. I'm definitely enjoying the post-grad life. Do not miss assignments. It's hard to say. I don't miss Zoom too much either, but it's definitely great to be here and actually interact and not like take lessons and, you know, a change of pace for the Zoom. So yeah, I went to NC State. Well, I'll start here. So about me, I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. Went to Charlotte, North Carolina. I was about like 3 years old, raised there. I went to Whitewater Middle School and graduated from Mallard Creek High School, which is cool. So the picture on the left is actually me in middle school. I thought I was the coolest person in the world. I had my socks, I had my Crocs, couldn't tell me anything. We were at the beach, you know, great time. And the picture on the right is me graduating from high school. Graduated from Mallard Creek High School in Charlotte, North Carolina, class of 2016. Yeah, it was cool. I'd say in middle school, my interests always were science. I always liked science. I always found it interesting. And I always liked music more as a hobby, like never really making music until I got a little older. Yeah, so I interacted a lot with, you know, science and music. But once I graduated high school, I really had no clue of what I wanted to do. Like, I'll share a story. So, you know, I'm first generation student. My parents are from Cape Verde Islands in West Africa. So not many people in my family went to college, knew about college. And so I really didn't know about college. I didn't really like look at that as an option. I always had pretty good grades and, you know, I interacted in school, you know, as far as events and stuff. But, you know, I just didn't really see that path. So one day I'm chilling in the counselor's office, the career counselor's office at our high school. And I'm just talking about, you know, everybody's talking about what schools they applied to. They're like, I applied here, I applied there, I applied here. And I'm like, oh, you have to apply to college? Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just something that just was way off my radar, not thinking about it. And I was forced to go to a convention center at a college fair and meet with a bunch of different representatives from college. And the guy from NC State was just the coolest person in the building that day. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna apply. And could not say how glad I am that I was pushed to apply, pushed to, you know, further my development, further my, you know, I looked at the comment. You guys got me with that one. I was like, that guy was me. I was like, he's here. But you know, like I was pushed almost to sort of do it. And I feel like it could have been a lot of waste of talent and potential if I did not, you know, take the opportunity to further my education, especially considering, you know, my skill set. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I came to NC State. I'm gonna go to the next slide. So I came to NC State. Undecided. Oh snap, it was Carlos from Biogen, represent. Yes, so I came to NC State undecided, had no idea what I wanted to do, but I made a decision. I was like, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be successful. I tried to keep that mindset, and I always try to keep that mindset. Awesome, we have some Biogen students in here. That's super awesome. I'm gonna get to that. That makes me very happy. So I came in undecided. NC State had a really cool program to let us know we could take time the first year to learn about different programs at the school, really learn what engineering is, what chemistry is, what those majors entitle, what career paths are available, you know, with those degrees, and more of a time to understand what I'm getting myself into. College is a very big decision, and it's an investment. It's a financial investment. It's a time investment. It's you know, it's not easy, I would say. I definitely would not say it's easy, but it's an investment in your life that, you know, you can make whatever out of it. And I wanted to make the most out of it. That was my goal. So I took the time, came in undecided. I met people from the microbiology department, and I really liked being in a lab. I like the lab setting. I love the lab coat. I like being in a lab. And microbiology for me specifically is the study of microorganisms. So, things you need a microscope to look at. And for me, it was just absolutely fascinating that things that are so small that they are literally invisible to the naked eye, they dominate and control so much of what happens in this world. Almost all of the pathogens that you can become infected from come from either bacteria or viruses. And, it's like they're literally invisible, but yet they have such an impact on the world. This was before COVID. So, understanding this and then seeing literally the world shut down because of a virus is really interesting. It's something that's really interesting, and it's still interesting. There's always new information, and it's something that drawn me to it. And working in a lab environment, I feel like it's very conducive for who I am as a person. So just graduated, received my bachelor's degree in microbiology. And I also did a minor in political science at NC State. So choosing microbiology as my path, I wanted to do something in STEM that I felt would be rewarding. After I learn a lot, I could work in a lab. I'm a hands-on person. What I like about microbiology is you grow the bacteria. Like, we grow it all the time in the plates. You can see them when they're grown. You can, sequence their DNA. It's very real. People, it's a very real thing. It doesn't feel like I'm theoretically, remembering a bunch of information for no reason. It's something that I can actually apply and practice in my life. And that just made it feel very real to me, and drew me to that. In my minor in political science, I took a couple of classes with a really great professor at NC State, and it just piqued my interest, understanding, political science, as in like the philosophy behind the policy and practices of the world, and, sort of understanding how the world works in a certain way. And, it gives you a very interesting lens and perspective to look at, the world. And really happy I took that as a minor. And the thing is, it's very different from microbiology. So as a student in college, microbiology is a STEM subject. It is, it's a science. And so there's a lot of math, data, and I'd like to say like concrete answers. So, our test, how we're tested and graded is not, it's very concrete. Like, it's not open-ended, as opposed to a political science class. It's like, well, how do you feel about this subject, and write a paper about it. We don't write many papers in microbiology. It's like, run these experiments, run these methods. What are your results? What is the data behind it? And I really like that. I like numbers. I like math. I've sort of always been pretty good at math. And I like to express myself, but not necessarily writing essays and papers. Not my favorite thing in the world, but it's a very valuable skill to be able to articulate and present your feelings, your words, your thoughts. It's a very useful skill, but and what I liked about doing both of them at the same time is one gave me a break from the other. So it's like, if I was a political science major, I would have to write papers all the time. But usually I'm taking tests all the time as a microbiologist. And then like that one class is like, I have to write a paper. We don't have tests in this class. And that helped me switch different modes. Yeah, but also have more outlets. So, while my time at NC State, I was the NC State College of Sciences 2020 Student Excellence Award winner, which is the College of Sciences gives out 4 awards, one of them to an undergraduate student, so a student who is in their first 4 years of college, and the Student Excellence Award. And it was a very big, prestigious award. And let's rewind back a bit. Like, I didn't know you had to apply to college. 4 years later, 4.5 years later, it took me 4.5 years to graduate. I'm getting recognized for student excellence. And so, I really hope y'all, take something away from that. Like, it's something I didn't even think I was going to be doing. Yet I made the most of it with the situation that I was in. And so, when I got nominated and received the award, like, I cried. Like, that meant a lot to me, because, it's just being recognized for your efforts and talents. It goes a long way. And not that I was seeking it, but it's something that came as a result of all the efforts and work you put in, which I could go into more. I'll go into more about that, exactly what was considered to get me that award. So I do music. I also said I'm a CEO of a record label. As you can see, my shirt poster in the back, it says Callisto, it's upside down. This is Callisto Records. So I'm the CEO, recording artist. I have a team of producers and artists, and we make music and we do our thing. We throw shows. Well, we haven't thrown a show since the pandemic, but stay tuned. Shows will be coming soon. And yeah, we do music and stuff. So this was something I was always passionate about. When I was in high school, I had a group of friends. Well, how I started with music, I just love parody songs. Like, we'd hear a song on the radio and we'd sing over it with funny words and parody. And then, you sort of learn how to rap. And then, I started writing lyrics in my spare time. And it's like, okay, this is pretty good. And then I'd show people and they're like, yo, this is good. Gino, rap again. And then, with that, it sort of develops. And it's like, I built a little small fan base. I met some people who also had the dream and passion of the love of music to just go for it and just, to go for it. So while I was a freshman at NC State is where I met all of the members of Callisto Records. We are all NC State graduates as of now. So all currently 4 members are all NC State graduates. It was all really good friends that I met at State who had that same drive and initiative. All are also other majors. Nate is the aerospace engineering. Rashid's a plant biologist, and PM is a fashion design and textiles major. So a lot of different perspectives and really smart, talented people who are really passionate about their art and their craft. And that is invaluable to find those people in your life and, stick around those people who push you to be a better person. So we're doing music, we're doing small shows, we're dropping stuff on SoundCloud, people like it. We started to treat it more like a business. We register our business with the state of North Carolina to get an LLC. We keep doing shows, and now where I'm at with the music is I have my song Keep Going featured in Fortnite in the Beatbox radio station. So I'm sure there's a lot of y'all out there who plays Fortnite out there. You turn it to the Beatbox station, it's one of the songs that plays. And that was a really cool moment because I am a very big video game head. Like, I've always loved video games. And so for me to hear my own song in a video game, it was sort of a surreal moment. And so, yeah, this song is in Keep Going. This song is in Fortnite now, and now have another song that will be uploaded in Fortnite on June 22nd called Ice Cream. So not 1 song, but 2 songs. And my goal for that entire interaction was, they reached out to me, was like, hey, we want to put your song in Fortnite. And I'm just like, this can't be real. Like, this is spam. No, it's very real. Got it, made it happen. But I told myself, okay, my goal is not to just be in Fortnite one time. It's to, go further than that. Design sounds for video games. I'm of the mindset, you shoot for the moon. So if you miss, you at least land on a cloud. You have to, have these really big ambitious and work for them. And along the way, you'll you'll reach milestones that you would never have seen coming because you're really focused and passionate about your goal. Make sure I'm keeping track of time. And so that's a big one for me. That's a big one. That's a big one for me too. So yeah. So now upon graduating NC State, yes, I will answer that question, Taylor. That's a very great question. Yes, and Fortnite was created by NC State crowds. Yes, this is great interaction in the chat. Definitely want to answer that in the Q&A, Taylor. That was a great question. So now I graduated NC State, and where I'm at now. Well, I wanted to get a job and work in my career as a microbiologist, and I was very fortunate enough to do so. So right now I'm currently a microbiologist at NSI Lab Solutions, but that's not what my first job was out of college. My first job, I was actually working for Pfizer. And I hated it. Like, it was not fun. It was not fun. It was just not the happiest work environment. It was not fun. It's a very, very big company. And it's just, there's a lot of, I don't want to give off the impression that I've always been a great student or a even good student. I know we have a lot of middle schoolers in the chat. I would like to say I spent a significant time of my middle school career in school suspension, in ISS. I was a troublemaker, class clown, all of that. But I started to take my own life more seriously and my own path and my own goals and work on those and develop myself to be able to reach my goals and make myself a better person, and the continual process of self-improvement. But also, what is it about? I'll get to that. Anyways, working at Pfizer, I was like, man, this is not it. There has to be a better opportunity out there for me somewhere. Kept looking, got some response from NSI Lab Solutions, and I love it. I love it. Very small company. And we certify all sorts of companies, food companies. Charlotte Water is one of our customers, Nestle Chocolate, Sargento Cheese, and we send them tests with bacteria in it. They have to grow the bacteria. We send them vials, pretty much mystery vials. We'll send them 5 vials, and 2 of them have bacteria in it. And they have to tell us which 2 have bacteria in it to be certified to test for that specific organism in their food and their water. So that's really cool. So what that means on my end all day is I'm making bacteria, I'm growing bacteria, I'm putting them into little pellets and little vials, and I'm labeling them, shipping them off all across the world. And so we make lab materials for labs, among other things. But that's pretty much our bread and butter right there. Oh, excuse me. These are all juniors and seniors in high schools. Let me. These are big dogs in the chat. That's great. That's awesome. So, yeah, my apologies on that. Yeah, gotta give respect where it's due. You guys went through the middle school phase. So yeah, really cool job. I get to work in the lab every day with the pipette in my hand, doing exactly what I want, and that's where I'm at now. And I'll probably be there for a while. So yeah, I enjoy that a lot. It's cool. Yeah, let's see what else. And then I'm gonna get back to some points I wanted to make. This is a video it's a short clip of one of our performances from Back to School Jam. So I'm gonna get to Taylor's question now. How do you balance school and music, your passions, and what's gonna what's gonna bring home the bread, you know what I mean? What's gonna secure your future financially? And trying to balance and figure out what that balance is. It's something I had to learn. I failed classes at NC State because I was writing raps in class. Like that I failed calculus 2 because every time I went to class, I was like, oh, he's talking about calculus. Let me write a rap that has nothing to do with calculus. And that didn't work out. So it's finding the time. I feel like a passion, and what a passion truly is something you're gonna make time for regardless. You're gonna make time for it regardless if you have the time or not. It's something you're gonna do anyways because it's your passion. And you know, being in class, you know, being at work, it almost fuels, it makes me want to do music more. And the more you learn, you know, the more you want to do and the better you get and the more opportunities that, you know, present themselves to you just occur as you go along and, you know, follow the path. For me, you know, at State, my goal was to make the most out of the opportunity. And what I seen as opportunity was, I was like, wow, I'm at this really cool school with all the resources and all of the people and networking and you know, anything I could think of, you know, what am I going to do with it? Like, what am I going to make out of this? And so at NC State, like, I'd never had a laptop in high school. So I never had music software until college. So they had a library. They have libraries at NC State where they have recording studios. I go in there, I play around. You know, okay, this sounds like this. I play around and you get better and better. You drop something, you're like, okay, wait, people like it. All right, let me try something else. And you keep improving, and then, you know, you find your groove, you find your process and what works for you. And it's an ever-going battle. It's an ever-going juggling act, making time for your passions and also, you know, making time for your responsibilities and obligations. And, you know, it's an ever-going balancing act. You know, they say, yeah, a lot of sleep was sacrificed. They say, you know, college is like, you pick three things. It's either school, social life, or sleep. And you have to pick two. And you only get two out of the three. And so, you know, there are compromises and sacrifices. And, you know, but if understanding that and understanding the choices you're making and making sure what you're doing is actually what you want to do, you'll go a long way. That'll go a lot further for you. And it'll make it easier to do anything like, you know, like if I calculate all the time that I actually put into the music, yeah, it seems like a ridiculous amount of hours, a ridiculous amount of work, a lot of effort. But in my experience, when I experience, is it like, I can make a song for 2 hours straight and not even notice the time is going by because I'm so passionate about it. I'm so I'm so, you know, immersed into what I'm doing that, you know, it doesn't feel like work. And I know it sounds a bit cliche, but it's true, you know. So also using what is available to you. So definitely want to hit 2 points. I want resources at NC State, not specifically at NC State, but just resources in general, and network, right? I ask myself this question a lot of times during and after, you know, attending college, like, what am I paying for? Why is college so expensive? Like, what am I paying for? Like, what is it? And I have an answer. It's the network. You're paying for the network. You are paying for, you know, a group of people who've shared similar experiences with you, and therefore they'll be more likely to look out for you and, you know, future opportunities and encounters. Biogen, for example, I got the internship at Biogen because while I was at NC State, I was in microbiology club, and I was very active and microbiology club. And my professor seen that. She's like, well, I seen you're active, you're engaged, and I seen you're interested in internships. I have a friend who has an opportunity to teach at their community lab at Biogen, very big pharma, prestigious company, a lot of valuable experience working at such a big, reputable company. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna gonna throw your name in there. I'm gonna let you, yeah, like, I'm gonna send you her resume. And because my resume came from her and not just like a random person who applied on the website, it held a lot of weight. And that connection I have with my professor, she was able to vouch for me. Like, yeah, no, Gino's solid. You want Gino in there. And I got that opportunity, made the most of that, networked with people at Biogen. And I'm sure you all have heard it. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And that's very true. You still want to know something though. I'm not going to say you don't want to know anything, but who you know probably goes a lot further. You want to be able to walk your walk, you know what I mean? But who you know, and that goes a long way for getting opportunities. And so you're paying for the network, and whatever chances you can network with people and reach out and branch out, because you never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're sitting next to. You never know these things. You never know who's sitting next to you in class. That person can go on to become, whoever, and it's so many instances like that, especially on a college campus where it's a hub for, a lot of bright thinkers, a lot of, ideas and all of that. Also, what I noticed at NC State was the resources. There was a lot of resources. They had the library, just really big libraries, digital resources, Google Scholar, you can look up and like learn anything you want to. You have sort of, just vast, pools of knowledge at your disposal. And, what are you going to take from that? What are you going to learn from that? And make the most out of it, made the most out of the resources. So okay, so I say obstacles are the same thing as opportunities. So one obstacle I faced at NC State was, I was like, man, there's no music scene. Like, there's no rap music scene. Like, nobody's rapping here. Nobody's doing shows. It's not lit. It's a little lame. Like, it's just not it. So I seen that obstacle as an opportunity. I was like, well, I'll be that person. I seen a lot of musical talent at NC State, but there's no major music program especially for hip hop artists, digital artists, artists who make stuff on, digital music as opposed to classical instrumental type music. And I seen that as an opportunity. I was like, well, I'm going to pull these people together and we're going to make that scene. We're going to make, we're going to create what we are looking for. And so we made Callisto Records, and it's been great. And interacting with the school, all of my biggest shows and networks, like the person said, I don't know how Fortnite heard about my song, but what I do know is that Fortnite is in Raleigh, and I live in Raleigh, and a lot of the people from Fortnite, and a lot of the people who work there graduated from NC State. So if they networked with me while they're at NC State and they go on to go work at Fortnite, they're going to spread the word. That's how a lot of opportunities arise. So this is just a clip of us performing live at Back to School Jam, one of the school events for the first day of classes. And yeah, I'll just play it. Short clip.
Here we go. Right, there you go. Keep going slow. Keep going. Keep going. We got the Back to School Jam. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, speed it up. We gotta get down for the chairs, bro. Back down the back, bro. You gotta get down. You gotta get down.
Yeah, and so there's that. Yeah, big vibes, a lot of fun doing shows. For me, doing music, my favorite part about it is the performing part. That is my absolutely favorite part about it. That's what I love the most, about that experience, is when I'm able to perform. And the performances have only gotten bigger, more lit, more exciting. And so it's a journey. I planted seeds a long time ago, and now they're growing. I nurtured the business, took care of it, treated it seriously, really went after it, really tried to improve as an artist. And results of your labor. Cool. Yeah, this is about my last slide. I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's my contact page. One thing I want to say is I really enjoy, I think, what's the point, right? What's the point of doing all this stuff, getting these experiences, getting these awards? What's the point of it? Well, you can only do so much in your own personal experience. I'll end with another story. I wrote an article was written about me, and I was speaking on the NC State music scene, how it's disjointed, how it only caters to like classical music, like it's not really for, artists like me, like people who are trying to do their own things, and in new ways, and especially with urban art, rap, and hip hop. So I had a meeting with the head of the music department at NC State, and he was like, man, like, man, like, I'm sorry, like, you slipped through the cracks. Like, we have all these programs and resources that, you could have taken advantage of, but we missed you. We didn't connect those dots. And I was like, well, that's cool. Like, those are missed opportunities. I can't, be like, oh, well, it's nothing I could do about it now. I was like, well, you can't really, do much for me now, but you can make it better for the next batch of Ginos. And all that to say is paying it forward, using your experiences to share them with people who have their own experience, have yet to have their own experiences, I feel is the actual most fulfilling part of, enjoying your life experience. And so with that being said, reach out. If you anything, reach out. Find myself mentoring students, a lot. Reach out, connect with us, and I'm very open to share any ideas, experiences, time. I love doing stuff like this, being able to speak to high schoolers and share this experiences, because who knows what y'all are able to take away from it, and go and mold and become your own great human beings. And so yeah, reach out, and yeah, those are my contact information.
Appreciate that, Gino. We got some questions in the Q&A we're trying to run through for the last 10 to 15 minutes. I do want to say the back to school jam was super dope. I graduated in 2015, and I remember that year they had to move it inside because of the weather. And I remember someone posting on social media, it was like, oh, they're still lit. All right, we can deal with it. We can deal with it. So that's super, super dope. And it's crazy. I didn't realize that. But all right, so we can jump to some of these questions. The first one can you talk about this? What made you want to change from political science to become more of a microbiologist? And can you talk about what made you want to kind of blend both of them aspects together with your major and your minor?
Yeah. So I never declared as a political science. What happened was I came in undecided, and then I majored in microbiology and then minored in political science. I would still say I'm probably still a little more interested in political science than microbiology. I have a passion for both. I really like what I'm doing and where I'm at, but ultimately, the real answer is it makes money quicker, and that's not the best answer, and it's not the most, but it's a very practical answer. Like, school is an investment. It is not cheap. You have to pay student loans after. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to find a career path that is lucrative, financially lucrative, and able to sustain my passions and hobbies, and use money I make from as a scientist, invested into my own business, and grow that until that takes a life of its own, and then I end up doing that full time. So
yeah. And then the next question was super, super good, especially considering this call. Most of the students on this call do identify as students of color in some shape or form, or underrepresented student in general. And it was asking about, like, as far as going into your career, into the work field, and was your race, your ethnicity ever like a bump in the road entering it? And can you go into some details about how you worked around that, and it was able to still like network and kind of get to where you are now?
Yes, absolutely. Was race a bump in the road? It's it's more than just one bump in the road. It's a constant going bump in the road. It is very present. Far too many times than I would ever like have I been the only Black male in my class. And that's just really a weird experience to be in, being one of the only people of color in your field, in your environment. And I was not used to that. Growing up where I'm from, I grew up around a lot of minority communities. Just was not around a lot of white people. I come to NC State. There's a lot of white people at NC State. I was not used to that. It was a culture shock. And I feel like there's ways you can go about that. The way I chose it is like, I am of lighter skin, so it's like I could try to blend in, cut my hair. You know what I mean? I could, or I could like go the other way, grow my hair out, keep it long, lock it up, do music, do hip hop, do rap, and go all the way in that direction and try to be as true and authentic to myself as possible. And, with that, celebrating what makes me different and with, is a lot to say of the success, and understanding that, race is a bump in the road. It's an ever constant pressure, but you can't let that define you, and you have to overcome it in a way. And that's another reason why I really like sharing my experiences, because like it could help students of color who have massive potential in their lives and their brains. They need to see somebody else, doing it, actualizing it, so they know that that potential is also within them.
Perfect. And the next one was, when you talked a little bit about kind of when you started entering into Biogen and doing everything else and being with Pfizer, a lot about the networking experience and kind of how you, of course, until a little bit, making connections. Can you talk real quickly about how did you go about making those connections with networking and kind of putting your name out there and meeting new people? Yeah. I say showing up is half the battle. I believe that. I firmly believe that. You don't have to even show up and engage, but just show up just is half the battle. The other half is the engagement and, making more out. But at least if you show up, you're there. Like you're there, and you're that much better than people who didn't even get there. And with that being said, like for networking, use what you have available to you. So I see another question there. It's someone needs to graduate high school. I would ask your teachers for advice. I would ask them like, hey, do you know any internship ideas? Do you know any people in my professors? I became really close with the professors. I made it a mission to not, kiss the professors' butt, not kiss the teachers' butt, not be in their face about something, but really engage with them on a human level and as a human being, and talk to them about life and things. And once they like you, they'll vouch for you. They'll look out for you, like friends. You know what I mean? I became like friends with a lot of professors at NC State, which is how I won that award, the Student Excellence Award, going back to that. Like my professors in my department nominated for me. They nominated me for it, 4 professors in the microbiology department. And that's because I was in micro club. They knew what it was about. They knew all of the out of school activities I've done. I wasn't just graded on what I did in school in class. It was like, they looked at my overall impact, and they were like, and they vouched for me because they liked you, they got to know you. And I took that time to get to know them as well, if that helps. Definitely. And I'll say even something like us here working in the admissions office, a lot of it is what he said. Sometimes just showing up and people seeing your effort. It's something that people don't speak on every day, but you don't have to be the most loud person in the room. You don't have to go out and talk to everyone. But if you're going in there and you're really engaging, trying to learn what you're trying to do, and take passion and kind of take ownership in something you're truly interested in, people start seeing it, and people are going to see that potential in you. Sometimes it takes a while for you to see within yourself and start telling you like, hey, look toward doing this, look toward doing that, or give you more of opportunities. And at that point, hey, it's got to jump on it. You'd be good to go. Gino, you might mention a little bit about the music here on campus and talk a little bit about kind of like recording studios on campus and some of our sound production stuff. So can you talk about it? Like, is it open for all students, and how does it work if you happen to be a student on our campus and kind of want to get into music and kind of use the resources on campus for that? Yes. Super vouch for that. So at NC State, there are a total of
10 studios, like recording studios. 2 of them are, you know, like digital media workspaces, so you can record, shoot videos and more things in those rooms. But 4 of them or 8 of them, and there's 5 in each library. So there's 1 media room where you can also record, and then there's 4 smaller recording studios. To the best of my knowledge, they're open to everybody, any and everybody who wants to go. I think they started to do orientations. That way you don't destroy all of this expensive sound equipment just walking in there, which happens. And I've been the perpetrator of that one, messing up sound equipment, because I didn't know how it worked for a long time until I did. And but just, you know, whatever it is, whatever orientation it is, go there, do it, learn it, learn whatever you can, especially while it's free. Or, you know, that's the thing. Like, college is not free. You already paid for it. So everything that is there, you take, like, oh, I bought that free t-shirt. Like, that, I already paid for that. Like, I'm gonna need all the free t-shirts. I'm gonna need all the lessons, all the, extra stuff. The recording studios is such a great resource because you're able to, get there, play with software. And also it's a great place to meet people who do music. Where are they going to be at? They're going to be in the recording studios, and they're going to see you in the studios, and they're going to be like, all right, who's this dude? I see him here all the time. He must be working on something. And if he's not, and that's how you meet people and network. So it goes hand in hand, as far as, showing up. And I definitely say take advantage of that. Even if, music is not specifically what you do, recording audio is valuable for making videos, presentations. It's just a very valuable skill, especially in today's the age as we, go more and more digital.
And then going off of that, someone asked, when is your next concert? So you said, well, COVID, everything got on pause. So you ain't got to do a big plug if you don't want to, but you have an idea of when the next concert is?
Yeah. No, I don't. Well, I have an idea. Well, that's what I'm doing this week, y'all. I'm reaching out to different venues. I'm trying to put together a little small tour, and just like the Raleigh-Durham area, just a couple of venues. Get my feet wet back again performing. It's been a while. The last performance we had was a 30-minute set in downtown Raleigh at King's, and we had a mosh pit. It was awesome. It was the craziest, awesome energy we've had. And that was like, then it was like, all right, no more shows for over a year indefinitely. And I was like, dealing with that. So I'm very excited. Don't have a date yet, but definitely stay tuned. And you could see our stuff. It'll be on our website, our social media, Callisto Records. You can find us on everything.
And then we're gonna ask you about 3 more questions, man. Well, actually 4. This is really super quick. So the next one is, how did you know what you wanted to do /be? Like, how did you know this is your career path, a move you wanted to make?
Yeah. How did I know? Well, the exploratory studies program definitely helped with that. We took some personality tests. You got to see who you are. It's really understanding who you are. And, that's a great question. Having as many experiences as you can. What I loved about the Biogen summer camp is that, like, not all the kids liked it. Like, all the kids was like, man, my mom's bringing me to this, and I gotta listen to this dude talk about science all day. Like, but that experience let them know, like, that's not for you. Find out what you like. But if you don't try things and you don't take the time to have those experiences, you'll never know what you like, and you'll never know, who you are, what you want to do. And it takes a bit of experimentation. And when you like something, you stick with it and, see with it. And so, like, just when you know. And I never thought I'd be doing music, but I always liked music. Like, I always liked it. And it just kept going. It kept growing. And science, I've always liked science and microbiology. And I sort of always wanted to be a scientist from a kid. Like, I just sort of something that appealed to me personally. And now it's a reality. So, and there's more I want to do. There's more things that I want to do that I have yet to achieve. A whole lot more things. And it's, trying out different experiences and seeing what you like. I think that's the best way to figure out what you want to do is, it's like, how do you know you like you know, a food from a place? You know, you take the samples, like, nope, that one's not it. Oh, this one's really good. Let me get more of that, you know, and yeah.
And then next question for you. Did you ever go to the Cypher events on Mondays?
Yes, I did.
You talk like 2 seconds about that and a little bit about that.
Okay, really cool at NC State on Mondays. And I really hope they're doing it. And then if they are, I'll pull up to one randomly too. So they have these cypher, bunch of people come out and just bars, straight bars. Sometimes there's beats, most of the times there's not. It's just people gather around in a circle, just rapping. And as a hip hop head, I love it. It's right in front of the Freedom Expression Tunnel. So there's a lot of cool art and people graffitiing on the walls and stuff. And it's just a really cool place for community and you know, to express yourself. And it can be intimidating to get in front like of all those people. But it's, you know, I mean, you know, if what I want to do as a career is perform in front of people all the time, I should be able to, you know, it definitely helped me acclimate myself to being on stage and, you know, being comfortable in front of crowds of people. So yeah, the ciphers are dope. If you're at NC State, you got to check them out.
I remember we used to go too. It was amazing. All right, 2 questions in 4 minutes. We got this. Real quick, yes or no. Do you like J. Cole?
Yes, I do.
I figure most people will agree with that. Last one, man. So in your presentation, something that one of the students quoted, which I personally love too, is the idea of you said, shoot for the moon so you miss you on the cloud. So when you think about it, as far as the students in this session right now, and they're all students, whether they're rising juniors or seniors, who we're hoping in some shape or form they are college bound, whether of course it's NC State or another path they're going. Thinking where you're at now and kind of giving to someone who's in their shoes right now, navigating that process, may not know a lot of information about going to college and kind of going to that new world and that culture shock. If you had to give them like one little piece of advice, you know, to keep going, keep being motivated and pursue their dreams and kind of get to kind of the place where you're at right now and doing things you really do enjoy doing, what piece of advice do you think you would give to them?
Yeah. Is it to answer that question, or I'm looking at the? Oh,
so that was the question I got, but if you want to answer this question too, go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap that in there. The motivation. Wow. It's an everyday thing. It's a choice. You know, you have to. I think it takes effort to wake up every morning, to, you know, wake up, you know, live your life. Just the simple things, like it takes effort, and you know, having a goal and focusing on that. Like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I got to college. I really didn't know. But I knew that whatever I was going to do, I was going to be successful. That's what I told myself, and I knew because I told myself. And that's the energy, that's the intention, that's the effort that I'm going to put towards, you know, what I do. And it took a lot of time to figure out, okay, all right, now what are the steps? It's like, you know, the way I like to think about a lot of things is I'm a big picture thinker. I have like this really big, massive goal and dream that I'm trying to attain, but you can only take your next step, right? So I keep the goal in sight, you know, whatever that is. And then it's like, all right, but what's my next step? Because that's the only step that matters, is the next step. And you know, you keep making those next steps, and, you know, you keep working towards your, you know, whatever it is, whatever you feel passionate about. And also, you know, you have to stay on the quest for seeking information, because you don't know what you like until you try it. I think so there's a question, is it bad to enter college without knowing what you were going to study? I wouldn't say necessarily. I'd say what's worse is to go into college thinking what you want to study. And then after 2.5 years, you're like, I hate this. And you're switching your major. And now you have another year of college. And now you've wasted a lot of time, energy, and effort on something you thought you liked doing. So really, you know, finding the time to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and, you know, where you feel you would be successful and where you would feel like you would put that effort and not feel like it's wasted towards something because it's something you enjoy or passionate about, or it's a part of your game plan. It's the next step on your journey. If your path goes this way and that way, most people when they're trying to become a recording artist and own their record label, they don't do microbiology. This is like I don't bump into a lot of other rapper microbiologists ever, if I ever have. But that's my path, you know, and everybody has their own. Figure out what works for you, and but you have to get to know yourself and take that time to really reflect and get introspective and, you know, figure out who you are and how to present that to the world as best as you can.
Well, Gino, we do appreciate you joining us, man, for this hour. We make sure we respect everyone's time. Really quick before you go, for my students, can we give them a big thank you in the chat box? This man is doing a lot of dope things. We do appreciate you spending some time with us and kind of sharing a little bit more about your story, which is honestly amazing to hear. Super, super dope. We really did enjoy it. We'll probably be hitting you up later. I think we're gonna all come together and get us some of your t-shirts. They're super, super dope. We're on the website for it. So we're probably gonna message you about it later, try to support the brand, all of that. Students, you all are about to transition to break time. So of course, from 2 to 2:15 is your break time. If you want to go reset, get ready for our next session. I believe during our break time, we're actually gonna play some of Gino's music. It's on Spotify. So Jackie's gonna let that run a little bit so you can hear some of the amazing work my man has been doing. But again, Gino, thank you so much. Students, this is your break time. So if you want to talk to each other in the chat box, that's perfectly fine. Again, if you want to go away for a little bit, that's cool too. Right at 2:15, we'll get started to go to our next session.
I just want to say one last thing. Thank you so much for having me. It was great. I'm glad I was able to share my experiences. And to every student out there, I hope y'all achieve all of your goals and dreams. I seen somebody drop that. That's very awesome and inspirational. And I wanted to send that energy back to all of y'all. Y'all are great. And thank you for being so engaging. The chat was very funny and very interactive. And I enjoyed that a lot.